Creating new documents inside of Illustrator is something that you'll be doing all the time when working inside of the program. That's why it's important to understand the options inside the new document dialog box. Let's go ahead and take a look at how we can create a new document. What you want to do is come up to the File menu, and under the File menu, you can choose New. The keyboard shortcut is Command-N here on the Macintosh. It would be Control-N on the Windows side. Once you choose the new command, the new document dialog box will open. First of all, you can name the new document. I'll call it My First Doc. This will be the file name of the document. Of course, if you leave it blank, you have the option of providing a name when you save the document, but you can save a little bit of time by filling in the name here inside this dialog box. Now, there's several different profiles that are available to you. Right now, we're looking at the print profile, but you'll notice that there's options for web, devices, video, and a few others. I'm going to go ahead and leave it set to print. Regardless of the profile, you have options for the number of artboards that you want to work with. And we'll talk about working with multiple artboards in just a bit. But here, you can specify the number of artboards. You can also set the size of the document. You'll notice we have some fairly standard sizes here. We have letter, legal, tabloid, and some international standards as well. I'll leave it set to letter. You can specify the width and the height for the document, and you can also change the unit of measurement. Right now it's set to points, but if you prefer working in picas or inches, those options are available. If I go ahead and select inches, you'll notice everything is updated. Once you make a modification to the default values, you'll notice that the profile switches to custom. Now, there are bleed options as well. A bleed is essentially values that control the width of the print area for items that extend beyond the artboard. If you're going to be working with a professional printer, you would ask them for the bleed values. Additionally, there are advanced options here. You'll notice that there's a color mode option. Because we selected the print profile, it automatically defaults the color mode to CMYK, which is the 4-color ink process used in professional printing. CMYK, of course, stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. There's also options for raster effects. When we talk about live effects inside of Illustrator, many of those are raster-based effects, which means they're based on pixels, and you have to decide how much resolution you want dedicated to those effects. Because you selected the print profile, the option is set to high. So let's go ahead and change the profile. You can change the profile by using this menu and selecting something else. Let's go ahead and choose something like web. When you select web, it sets up a new default size. It changes the default unit of measurement to pixels, because when you're working with graphics to be displayed on screen, you're typically measuring in pixels. Additionally, the color mode is set to RGB. The raster effects are set to screen or 72 ppi because you don't need as much resolution for content to appear nicely on screen. Whereas if you use something low like this for print, it really wouldn't print all that well. It would look somewhat pixelated. When you're working with an on-screen delivery profile, like web or mobile devices, it's a good idea to align new objects to the pixel grid. This will ensure that your content lands on a whole value within the pixel grid to avoid any blurring when you export out the content. So once you're happy with these settings, you can come over and click OK. Once you click OK, the new document is created.